When I was falling in love with music back in school, I was never able to participate in the current discussion and cultural moments in the music scene. My favorite artists at the time were Frank Sinatra, Tupac Shakur, and A Tribe Called Quest, so I had no hope of new music coming from any of them, because they had either passed away or had broken up. A Tribe Called Quest specifically changed my life, as they opened the door for me to get into a side of hip-hop that I never knew existed. But to me, they were the equivalent of the Beatles, a heavily influential group that stopped making music together long before I became musically conscious. In 2011, when the documentary Beats, Rhymes, and Life was released, it was my first time really realizing that A Tribe Called Quest was still a living, breathing act. Even if they were fighting and not making music together, seeing them interact and perform in the modern day gave me a new perspective on the group. And the last frame of the movie gave me a newfound hope. Knowing that the group still had one album left remaining on their contract with Jive, it let me know that although it was a long shot, maybe it was possible that we'd see another Tribe album someday. But a half-decade went by without one word, and then in 2016, Phife Dawg lost his battle with diabetes, so it looked like we would never hear another A Tribe Called Quest album again. But then in October 2016, Q-Tip released a statement, letting the world know that a year prior, after their first TV performance in 18 years, the group felt the urge to get back in the studio together. He announced that on November 11th, A Tribe Called Quest would release their final album and finally complete their Paths of Rhythm. These 3 pages are etched into my brain forever. I remember exactly where I was when I first read these words, and I couldn't believe my eyes. And sure enough, on November 11th, 2016, A Tribe Called Quest released their 6th and final studio album. We got it from here, thank you for your service. The album title, which was named by Phife, is essentially telling the music industry that after 18 years, the Kings are back, and the group definitely followed through with the promise of a grand return. The album is 16 tracks, filled with everything you could possibly want from a Tribe project. The music simultaneously feels like classic Tribe, while still feeling completely new and modern. The Space Program starts the album off in incredible fashion. 10 seconds into the album, Q-Tip and Phife Dawg are already reciting the hook together in unison. It almost sounds hypnotizing the way that the duo goes from overlapping vocals into trading lines back and forth. As the beat builds with Q-Tip's first verse, it leads into a verse by Jarobi White that's overlapped by the maniacal laugh of Vincent Price, adding to this completely unique song construction.
Jarobi, my fiber wove into different cloth. Ain't nothing forbidden, this nigga kid is written off. Hardest spit in the city, y'all niggas spitting, getting self confused in the maze. Shook up with your brain, missing lust and planning for our future people. None of our people involved. Pouring Henny and smearing off, the kid and cracking off.
The opening track is a statement, both musically, showing that the album will be unlike anything you've ever heard, and thematically, using the space program as an allegory for racism in America. This album was recorded during the heart of the Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton presidential campaigns, and you can definitely feel that in the music. The group is using their art to express how they and the country felt around this time. We the People continues this consciousness, with Tip and Phife giving us possibly their most outright political song in a time when people needed it. As the members of the group matured over the years, their subject matter matured along with them. But this album definitely isn't all political. It's actually quite versatile in its style. Solid Wall of Sound features Elton John of all people, and Whatever Will Be and Black Spasmodic feel reggae inspired with their sound. The latter quickly became one of my all-time favorite Tribe songs. This Generation is one of my favorite songs on here. It's arguably the most fun track and would have fit right in on Midnight Marauders. Tip and Phife go back and forth just like they did in their heyday, but this time with Jarobi and Busta Rhymes thrown in, so they can do the 4-man weave like we've been waiting to hear for their whole careers.
And it's just your aftermath, Busta cutting your dreads.
Bruce Lee and niggas, riot niggas, UFC. Smoke tree on niggas, sizzle out your USB.
Surge pricing on these Ubers, I'ma give me a cab.
Yo, where Jarobi at?
And vibing on impeccable grass, I be in NYC waiting for that law to pass.
It's also cool hearing the crew reflect on their age, and this new generation of hip-hop that they helped pave the way for. Melatonin and Ego are the 2 mandatory Q-Tip solo tracks, and they're 2 of my favorites on here. This album does a great job at having everything feel so cohesive, whether it's just Q-Tip, or the whole group, or even none of the main members like on Mobius. It all feels like the spirit of A Tribe Called Quest. Enough is awesome because it flips the same sample that the group used back in 1990 on Bonita Applebum. The group always has a song for the ladies in their albums, and this track perfectly holds up to that bar. And we finally got to hear how Jarobi sounds talking to girls on the phone, like Phife mentioned back in the day. I really can't express just how much Jarobi stepped up here. They always call him the spirit of A Tribe Called Quest, and you really hear that here. He embodies exactly what the group is going for every single time he's on the mic. All of the rapping here is great. Q-Tip is so sharp with his flow, and Phife sounds like he's right back in 1993. and all the features are phenomenal. They do a perfect job of getting legends who have mutual respect for Tribe, as well as members of the younger generation who are inspired by Tribe. Mobius starts off disc 2 with essentially a solo track for each Consequence and Busta Rhymes, who have pretty much been the honorary 5th and 6th members of the group for years. The Killing Season is maybe the most overlooked song on the album. Talib Kweli and Consequence provide verses dealing with veterans in the war as a means of describing injustices faced by Black Americans. On this album, Q-Tip really proves that he's one of, if not the best hip-hop producer of all time. He's not just a beat maker. The sounds on this project are expertly curated. He's not afraid for a song to veer off into a solo or even complete silence. Lost Somebody is a beautiful ode to Phife Dawg, which ends with a full minute of mostly silence, with only a few guitar licks from Jack White. This section of the song, to me, always reflected where Phife Dawg was missing. Whenever I listen to this song, I always let this part play to the end, and imagine a verse from Phife in its place. It's moments like this that make the album sort of transcend the music itself. Tip could have easily just ended the song after the last verse, but he took the risk of doing something different, and it really pays off in my opinion. I know I keep saying that every track is one of my favorites, but it's just true. Moving Backwards is another one on here. It perfectly showcases Anderson .Paak's singing, Jarobi's unique rap style, and Q-Tip's ability to produce to the strengths of the artist that he's working with.
Submitted myself to praying these days. Yeah, moonwalking backwards is only for stage.
Conrad Tokyo is one of the coolest songs I've ever heard. Phife teams up with Kendrick Lamar to provide 2 incredible verses, and the song leads to a 2-minute keyboard solo in the coolest and jazziest way, as Kendrick chants "Sayonara Tamara, it's just blood on the ground." There's just nothing like it. And the Donald ends the project off with one final tribute to Phife Dawg. This one feels like classic Tribe to its core, and is the perfect send-off to both Phife Dawg and A Tribe Called Quest. In my opinion, We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service is the best rap album of the last decade. No other project has this perfect mix of dynamic lyricism with game-changing production. Every single person who contributed to this project deserves a ton of credit, but this really does seem like Q-Tip's magnum opus to me. There is not 1 second of sound wasted on this album. Tip fleshed out every tool in his arsenal to give us this one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all the support the channel's been getting lately. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm so thankful for. As always, if you enjoy the content and want to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that is always appreciated. I pretty much have my videos scheduled out until the end of the calendar year, so there's a lot of stuff I can't wait to put out there for you guys, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.